How does one person make 600 face shields by themselves in their home office? Hey, I'm Hayley, Loren, and in Epic Engineers, I am chatting to engineers across the world who are helping with the coronavirus pandemic. I'm talking to real engineers and hearing their real stories. This week, I'm chatting to Mike Ford, who is a marine engineer and also an inspirational STEM coach. He's talked in front of thousands of people. Mike has been dedicating every single day to making face shields. He's literally turned his whole entire house into a face shield production factory. But how is he doing all of this, and even why? What impact is this having? I spoke to Mike to find out. Hey, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you, yeah.
I saw on Twitter, so you've produced nearly 600 face shields now.
593 by the end of the day, my target on the wall.
Oh.
Yeah. I start at about 7 in the morning, and I think the last print is about 9-ish at night. The other day I was printing till 3 in the morning because the local hospital wanted 70 units, and so I was printing then to get them the 70 units. For them to put up with what they've got to do, I'm sure it's by no means hardship for me to do my bit. They only make about 4 an hour, but to a carer or whatever who's going in visiting patients who got nothing, and I do know, I've heard a story of one lady, when you buy a birthday cake or a wedding cake or something, it comes in a box, and the box has like a cellophane lid on the top of it. We're basically using that box lid as a face mask.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
So that's what they're faced with, to try and to put some level of protection between them and their patients, not only to protect themselves, but also to protect the patient as well. So, it could go either way in that respect. This is my workspace. I'm printing currently on the Ultimaker machine, which is this machine here, which is currently printing 2 designs. And then the Dremel machine over here, which is printing, you can see one of the same design of face shield. The other machine here, which is printing a different style, because it's only got a small bed, so I've had to adapt that to a different style of machine. And I always focus myself on the targets of the day, which is there. I wash them and bag them all. There's a big pile of them downstairs.
So which shield designs are you using?
I'm using there's predominantly it's this design, which I've sort of modified, which if you like, I make the shield. The shield is out of A4 document cover. Then that's punched, which is becoming extremely scarce. So you punch that and attach it to the mask, such as that. And there's a little, I put elastic band on there if people want it any tighter. So that's 2 machines are making that, and one machine, the smaller machine, is making this style, which is a bit more robust. My local hospital has been using them, and they are reusable, so they wipe them with an alcohol wipe, and they're predominantly if you like, produced for not the front line, because they're not certificated, but they're for likes of receptionists and for ancillary workers, so that the real pucker ones can go to the front line. That's the theory anyway. As an engineer, what we do is working on a different design. This design, which I'm looking to print stackable, so one will print on top of another on top of another. So on the bed, on the print bed, we can get a lot more rather than just 1 or 2 at a time. In order to do it really properly, you need what's called a dual extrusion printer, which is basically 2 bits of plastic coming out, and the second one would print like a dissolvable surface, so it'd put a layer between each one. You then maybe put them in water, and that one dissolves, and then you end up with the whole stack.
Whoa.
But, yeah, but mine are only single extrusions, so you have to print a very weak layer to be able to break them off, and then that will give me more print capacity.
So what are some of the main challenges that you're coming up against then? Is sourcing materials one of them?
That is the well, it comes in waves. I mean, originally, and everybody bought all the PLA, which is the well, I'm printing in two materials, PLA and ABS, and the materials, yeah, are pretty hard to come by. One of my suppliers, an email went out yesterday, we have some stock, and that stock had gone, I think, within about 5 minutes. So, but I managed to I did get a delivery today of six rolls, which will keep me going a bit, but it is very hard to get hold of.
This is a lot of work.
I'll tell you, I mean, you know, I don't know what I'd be doing if I've got to be doing something, and it really does give you something to do. That's why I'm sort of, you know, from an engineering perspective, always driven by targets, and you know, so I always set a target on a day, and I set a bit of a stretch, so I know what I've got to do, and at the end of the day, you know, when everything goes quiet, and I just have a review and how many I've got, and see how we've done.
Mike, from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say a massive thank you for all of the incredible work that you're doing. It was inspiring talking to you, it really was. And if there's any other engineers who's watching this and you're making things and you're helping as well, thank you. It's incredible. If you liked this video, then give it a thumbs up. And also, if you have any stories to share, if you've got experiences, put them in the comments below, because I would love to hear from you. See you next time when I'll be chatting to another epic engineer.